And we're live.
We were talking about the debate before the show a little bit. That was remarkable. I watched all 90 minutes. I was very surprised that I thought Trump did a terrible job. Afterwards, and then the next day I saw online that like most people thought he won, and it really surprised me because I mean I prefer Trump over Hillary, like I definitely so, but I think he lost that debate.
I think the world says he lost. It's online polls that says he won. And though to me, online polls are a measure of who has a more enthusiastic internet audience. And Barack always won those. Ron Paul used to win them a lot. Like they don't mean very much.
Sanders dominated every online poll.
Yep. Yeah. So online polls, they're just for fun. I watched it and I thought Hillary did a little better. And then to listen to the commentary like immediately afterwards, everyone seemed to agree that Hillary won, like pros and stuff. So I was like, all right, maybe it was a bigger thing than I thought. And then I heard Trump and his team making excuses for why they lost. They didn't like the moderator, they didn't like the microphone, they didn't like whatever. And that's when I felt like he was really on the losing team. When he started making excuses for the ass kicking, I was like, oh, I hadn't even realized there was such an ass kicking. I think a better way for him would have been to just say he won, that he was so excited about it, that he's glad he made this, that, and the other point, and drive them, like double down on his best moments, get people talking about them. That would have been how he should have handled it. To complain about the microphone's terrible, it was cracking, people couldn't hear my funny jokes, but the microphone had superpowers and they picked up my sniffling. That you just sound like a silly person.
Yeah. I think I was thinking through it again, the reason that people might think that he won, because for the first 30 minutes, he absolutely won. Like I was watching the first half hour being like, holy shit, this is happening. Donald Trump is winning this debate. Like, this is hilarious. And then the last hour, he just got emotional and got dominated, and he made the mistake. Like, the moderator was biased, but that's not some panacea cure-all that suddenly means that, all those opportunities you missed to come down with a point or to say something reasonable, like, you missed all those opportunities, Donald. You could have, even with a biased moderator, there were so many times you could have jumped in and said something damning, and you didn't, because you got emotional and you freaked out and you spent an hour defending your business record, and which is just not, nobody cares about that, Donald. He didn't bring up emails when they literally have a category called cybersecurity. I can't imagine more of not even a softball, a t-ball, to just whack out of the park, and he misses that one. Like, he really unimpressive performance from him. The only thing that makes it even a debate that Trump was in the same ballpark of winning, because he clearly lost overall, is that Hillary is so unlikable. And every time she smiles, it looks like her skin is going to crack. Because it is so unnatural to see her smiling face. Like, when you catch her sometimes smiling, doing that smile that fake people do, where like they don't have eye wrinkles, and then you'll see her be like, all the people in my staff who aren't sociopaths told me to move my eyes when I smile, and you'll see her go,
So one, I didn't think Donald did as well in the first 30 minutes as you did, and I didn't think he did as poorly at the end as everybody. Like, to me, it was...
I think he did terrible.
I could be crazy, but to me, I didn't see like the highs and lows quite like everybody else did. And the other thing about Hillary, like you said it so well, she laughs when she's not really amused. Like, that's who she is. And it makes her difficult to love, man. Like, everything about her just
cackles.
Feels... if she had a bad laugh but a genuine one, I'd be cool with it. I don't care if she snorts. I'd find it endearing. But what she does, this sort of like, I'm annoyed but I'm going to act like I'm entertained thing, it's hard to love.
Like,
man.
Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin had a terrible, shrieky laugh, but you could tell listening to her laugh, like, okay, that is a woman who's genuinely laughing. Like, she's not bright enough to be faking this. So that's real. So it was easier to be endeared by it. But Hillary, it's like, looking at her, that she is shrewd, she is calculating, she's manipulative, she's a liar, and everybody knows that. Nobody trusts her. Even people who really, really seem to like her are still like, well, it is, it is Hillary Clinton. Like, if we could, we'd pick Bill again, but we can't. Like, that just seems to be the vibe. Like, I was realizing driving home today in traffic that 2012, 2008, so many Obama bumper stickers, so many Romney bumper stickers, not as many as Obama, so many McCain bumper stickers. I didn't see anything. I didn't realize how few. I don't see any Donald Trump bumper stickers. I don't see any Hillary Clinton bumper stickers. People just don't seem engaged or to like either.
That's not it. That's not it. People just don't want their cars being attacked. That's all
not
it
new.
is.
That wouldn't explain the differential.
Well, actually, I did see
there's definitely no passion.
A few Trump ones today when I was at Hooters doing a food review. They were actually in the parking lot. I parked my truck. I was doing my Hooters food review, and the vehicles next to me had the Trump stickers on them. So they're out there. You just
who you got, Daym?
See them.
You have
a
Hooters
where the breasts are at.
you like Clinton or Hillary or Hillary, right? You like Clinton or Trump?
Neither party.
Oh,
neither.
That's a good choice.
For me, for years, for the better half of my life, I would say, when it comes to politics, I mean, I could always appreciate somebody that could lie in my face, but don't try to get me to believe your lie and then think that I'm gonna ever vote for you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact you can lie to me, and then you can lie to the people so well. But I just think America needs our time without at all. We just need to see where we can go as a people because it's already fucked up enough.
I'm not sure that's a good plan because I feel like
anarchy.
No, it's a good plan.
I doubt it.
I
don't see anarchy happening.
I've seen places that don't have a leader, like Twitter and YouTube comments, 4chan, and it doesn't work out that well. We might need some sort of
But think
guidance.
about this. We still would have the Senate and the House and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We've had presidents all the way back. If there's ever a time to be like, hey, let's try 4 years without one. Let's try it right now. Let's try it right now. Donald Trump, you go back to building buildings. Hillary, you go back to hell. Like, everybody go to where you're best, and then just let the rest of us be. Like that. If there was ever a time to test out a trial run of no president, now is the time. If it goes terribly in 4 years, we'll vote for another one. But could it be worse than either of these humans? No, probably not.
It's just a thought. It is just a thought.
I
understand that laws, rules, and regulations will still forever be in place, with or without. But now we just have a little more actual freedom to really think on our own over having thoughts pushed onto us.
If there was some sort of presidential lottery that you could buy tickets to right now, that was like, get your number drawn and you are immediately president. If that were some promotional, I would honestly be almost as comfortable with just letting the American people go out and those same people who buy lottery tickets buying up a bunch of presidential chance tokens and then seeing who got it. Actually, then Donald Trump might win. Because
probably would.
They call it the tokens. Never mind. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that many people cared about
the green one.
I think the third debate is going to be what matters, right? Isn't that traditionally?
Probably so, unless she dies in the second debate. It's going to be fun to watch. I like your joke about her being from hell. Yeah, maybe we should do something like didn't the Romans have some sort of system where, in times of great war and stuff, then they would elect an emperor? Now, I know that's kind of a different system. We're electing a president, not an emperor. And I think the executive branch kind of needs to be there for the checks and balance system that our democracy is kind of teetering on all the time. So maybe that's not a great idea, but I like the idea of just neither one of them winning or neither one of them. Although, God, I kind of want to see him do all those things that the president does that you don't really think about. The things that I don't really, when Obama's in the Rose Garden talking, I don't care. But if Trump is in the Rose Garden talking, that's prime time. Let's see what he's got to say. Those addresses to the country from the president's desk where he's like, hello, America. Some bad shit has happened. And, George Bush had a bunch of them, whatever. Can you imagine those coming from Trump? Hello, America. I just want you to know that Trump water is going to be released in a 7-Eleven near you starting on this Wednesday. You get a 5 cents off per gallon if you buy a Trump water. The executive deal, they're calling it.
New reality show. It's called Are You Smarter Than the Secretary of Defense? And we're going to be doing it every Tuesday evening. I will be there present. I'm running the show. I can run the show in this country. That would be pretty funny.
He just abuses the fact that every network will tune to him at a moment's notice because he's the president, and he's just constantly like he's got like product placement in these addresses. He's got his Wendy's and Coca-Cola and stuff.
Question. So do you remember? It's maybe like 10 days ago when he announced that he was no longer a birther, right? You know, he said, "Oh, Hillary did it. I fixed it. Now the problem's solved." But what he also did was troll everyone to like cover 30 minutes of them either praising him or like give a tour of his hotel or something.
Well,
on Reddit.
Well, they weren't praising him; they were tearing him apart. He was because like just before that he said he is a birth. Yeah.
The 30 minutes of coverage had like veterans and stuff praising him. Those are the people that I'm talking about. So so the news was almost forced to like they're like, "Oh, any second now Trump's going to come out. We just have to listen to this fucknard tell us how great Trump would have been if he didn't dodge the draft." Like something like that. And so was that a brilliant decision, like his faithful say, to get all this free airtime, or was it a bad decision to fuck with the press, who's not a good enemy to have?
I certainly.
They're already his enemy.
Yeah. He didn't. There was no one in the press pool who was like, you know what? That's the last straw. I've got it in for him now. I just can't see that happening. I thought it was hilarious. He trolled him. He trolled them into getting God knows what 30 minutes of like coverage would cost on every fucking network. And he does it all the time. Yeah. And then
he just comes out and says, "Yep, Obama was born here. Thank you all for tuning in."
You always mock the Trump brand and its supposed value, but Jesus Christ, if the Trump brand enables you to at a moment's notice be like, all foreign networks, CNN and Fox News, give me half an hour of your time. I got some stuff I want to talk about. Jesus Christ, that's pretty valuable.
Mark my words. If he loses this election, and I think he will, his brand is going to be worth less than before the election. People are going to view him like a Walter Mondale. They're going to think of him as the biggest loser. They're going to he'll be a national laughingstock joke.
No, I think he'll flourish after this. This is so much free advertising and free marketing. He is gaining new people. Sure, there are some people who was passionate about Donald Trump before the election. Everyone was just kind of mildly entertained by him. But now, half of America is passionate about Donald Trump, seemingly. If he just can keep 5% of that for the next few years, he's gold. He's gold. It's just so valuable what he's done here. Even if he doesn't win, he's won.
I get your point with that. I think that saying half of America passionate about him or half of America passionate about Hillary,
depending on the poll.
Even among Republicans, a lot of people are voting for him. Like, just hold your nose and push the button and fine. And I don't know. It will increase his brand value, I think.
Tens of millions.
America's not kind to its losers. You know, when you lose a presidential election, people think of you as not so hot.
If you're a politician and that's what you do for a living, that's like a race car driver losing a race. But Donald Trump's not a politician. He's just trying this thing out. It's like when they have one of those fights where like one of the guys really isn't a fighter, and you're like, I don't know, he's a wide receiver in the NFL. He's pretty quick. Maybe that'll work. If he loses the fight, you're not, what a loser. You're like, hey, he was quick. Yeah, not for long though. And I don't think he's held to the same standard.
We'll see.
If Hillary loses, she will be a laughing stock and a joke, because she will have lost to someone that 2 years ago you'd be like, hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? He'd be like, I've watched The Apprentice. It's all right.
Fire.
That's what people would have said 2 years ago. You would have no strong opinions about the man.
They're going to say that she was fired. They're going to say Hillary was fired. You want some bumper stickers?
He'll do
that
it.
one will be
Obama.
He will do it in that inaugural address.
Exactly. That's the kind of like hilarious internet gold moment that would last for all of eternity that I want to be witness to. That's why I support Donald Trump, because I want to see him. What's it called? It's not the inaugural address. It's when he's being sworn in, and there's that huge outdoor ceremony, and like the
inauguration ceremony. I think is.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you're right. And, the sitting president is there, and the first lady's there, and everybody's there. I think up in front are the chief justices of the Supreme Court. Like, there's a very specific way these people are stacked. And I just want him to be ridiculous. I want him to tell Obama he's fired. And it's not that I have any dislike for Obama specifically. I just want him to be that corny and to like be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it.
The poll
Doesn't
results
work for Obama because Obama has to retire, but for Hillary, it definitely the fired line is good.
Well, it's
And that
she
would
was
be
never
fun.
hired. I don't know. It works for both. I mean, but
Let's just know that, whether Trump wins or loses, even if he lost, again, like you were saying, he still won. The man's financially well off, and he is a pimp of this system. If anybody has learned how to properly pimp this system, however you may feel about Trump, he has learned it years ago. Master pimp. I give him the certified stamp of approval on that one. But that crying Jordan meme face will be slapped on the loser real fast, and I will repost that for like a whole week.